Hey, what's up, metal and heavy music fans? It's Flight of Icarus again with MetalTrenches.com, and today I'm going to watch and review the latest music video from Azarath. The track is called Beyond the Gates of Burning Ghats, and it is taken from the album Saint Desecration, which just came out on November 27th. And hey, if you like to be kept up to date with the best and brightest metal bands and albums from the underground and above, then stick with me by hitting that subscribe button down below. Alright. It's an album I have not listened to yet, so this will be a surprise to me. Have heard previous material. I think I sampled a few moments from this album. Agona Records dropping some really great stuff all the time. Oh, I like this little image here. I don't know what that was all about. Scene setting stuff. Heck yeah. I like those little squealy guitars. That's awesome. Did I see one of those pointy symbols on that drum kit? Or do my eyes deceive me? Always loving the skulls. Good stuff. Are we doing like the, I thought for a minute it was like the catacombs in Paris. Is that Paris? I think so. Yeah, those nice blackened death vocals. And those blasts come in with the squealy guitars. So good. Big fan of those pinch harmonics, man. Yeah, there's like a weird little symbol. It cuts so fast, but there's a weird little symbol on the kit that looks kind of like a fan blade or something. It's a pretty sick kit in general. He's got a lot of interesting drums on there. Like this little atmospheric riff here. Nice dynamic song. Like a lot of like ups and downs with the pacing. Makes these heavier, faster moments really pop much more. If you're new to these guys, if you're a fan of like kind of, let's say like mid-career Behemoth, this is going to be right up your alley. Yeah, another different riff here. There's like a lot of different nice little earworm hooks on here to keep things interesting. They don't just repeat the same stuff over and over again. Nice little hook there. Love it. Yeah, getting a lot of yeah, again, mid-career Behemoth vibes from this track in particular. His vocals also remind me a little bit of Vader, just lightly. This is such a classic, like, atmospheric black metal riff here. It's one of those riffs that's like, you've heard it a thousand times before, but it somehow never gets old. And again, I appreciate that they've implemented it here, like, just as one piece of this larger puzzle. Another faster part. Those blast beats sound great. Awesome. I almost wonder if we're going to get a solo here. Okay, no, we're just gonna amp up, get some harmonized guitars going here. I'm down with that. Man, that drum sounds so good. I don't know what it is. I know it's just like your typical blast beat, but something about it just hits so hard. Alright, back to the squealy riff. There's your moneymaker right there. Sounds so righteous. Oh, and the modified version of the more atmospheric riff. Yeah, just when, like, they're doing a really good job of, you know, those moments where it's like, okay, we're kind of like, we could be done here. They switch things up, and they keep it fresh. Like, that's what you gotta do. If you're gonna make your song a little bit longer, make it worth it. Yeah, those cymbals are cool. They have like, weird, like, Looks like saw blades, actually. Drummers out there sound off. Is that like a common thing and I'm just out of the loop? The whole video looks great too, like just the way it's shot and the palette and the detail. Okay, we do get a little solo here. Lots of reverb on it. Just a more like kind of feeling solo as opposed to a technical solo. Just further amplifying the atmosphere. Awesome. Man, what a great song. I gotta check out the rest of this album. I've just been so busy, man. I've had so many albums to cover. And especially, like, the 27th, like, a million things came out on the 27th. It's like, what the heck? I guess we give thanks. Those of you celebrating Thanksgiving, we give thanks for all these amazing albums that came out that week. The cymbals sound really great, too. Alas, poor Yorick, I knew him well. A little drawn out outro here. What you laughing about, boy? Good stuff. Alright, so again, that was Azarath with Beyond the Gates of Burning Ghats from their latest album. And just going straight into my scales, trying to tighten up my little review portion here. For enjoyability, I give that a 10. I give that a 10. Like, I was engaged the entire time. Like I said, lots of great dynamics and great hooks, too. Like, a wide variety of good hooks. Everything sounded amazing. The drums were great. Across the board, solid performances, and I was into it the whole time. So 10 for that. Musicianship, give it like a 9. Like, really solid, especially for the genre. Again, the performances, everybody sounded great. The drumming was stellar. The guitar work was great. The vocals like really fit well with everything else. And there was a decent level of like technicality and songwriting chops going into this that made it stand out. So props to them for that. And then in terms of innovation, kind of still just like a 7 for that. Like, this is pretty typical stuff. Again, like the riffs weren't anything particularly new. Reminded me a lot of stuff that I've heard before from other bands in the past. So, you know, that's not always my most important scale, but I feel like it's important to keep things kind of grounded in the larger perspective of like what bands are doing crazy new stuff out there. So we got like a 10, 9, 7. So what's that? Like a 8.7, I think that averages out to. So like a B+. I think that's a really fair score for this song. If they kind of added a few more kind of more out there elements of something that really like kind of made me go, oh man, okay, that's different, that's new, then I could see this moving into A territory. But B+ feels like really solid and fair for this. But let me know down in the comments, what did you think of this song? Have you listened to the album? Are there other songs from this album that I should definitely check out and highlight? And also, what's your favorite black metal album of this year so far? And of course, as always, be sure to stick around. I got plenty more videos coming right after this one. I have a whole playlist of these reactions, but I also have full album reviews, tier lists, interviews with bands on the podcast. You name it, we've got it. So plenty of reasons, again, to subscribe if you have not already. But that'll do it for now. Flight of Icarus signing off. I will see you in the trenches.